John Andrzejek, who is the new head basketball coach at Campbell. I'm sure you've got this in your CD collection. Do you? Do you have a CD collection?
I don't know about CDs. They did away with those a while ago, but I know you guys made me feel at home. You made me comfortable starting off with that song.
I appreciate your time. Wait, there. I'm looking online. There's still a gator in your background here.
Yeah, I had to go back to Gainesville for a couple days just to put my stuff in boxes and get moved out. And, but it was important to me to hop on the show and try to spread the message and talk about our new program.
All right, we are going to talk about the Fighting Camels here in a second, but that is very relatable. Got to go home, got to pack, got to get out of town, got to get to the new gig. All right, so let's start with Campbell before we kind of work our way back as well throughout this. What attracted you to Bowie's Creek other than honestly the school's golf course is top notch?
Yeah, that was number one. No, I'm just kidding. The main thing was I think it's an unbelievable community that really supports their own. It's similar to the place I grew up. Like, I like small towns. I think those are great places to build culture, to get the guys to care about the right thing and to really get to work on our craft and building a really good team. And I sense the hunger that community has for a winner. They're ready to get back to the NCAA tournament. They're ready to pack out the gym and make it wild and have a team they can really get behind. And I have that chip on my shoulder. I want to be good. I want to be a part of something that's special to people. And I think we got a chance to build something special here.
John Andrzejek is the new head basketball coach at Campbell. It's been a minute since the Camels have been in the NCAA tournament. If Sports-Reference is correct, 33 years since they have been in the NCAA tournament. Look, it's basically, it's here, right? You can listen to us. I'm not telling you should. It wouldn't hurt, but I'm not telling you should when you get up here. But this is an area that is just so rich in basketball tradition. Did that play in some way a role in your decision?
Oh yeah, it's a terrific basketball state. That's really important to me. It helps build momentum. I see it a little bit like Field of Dreams. If you build it, then they'll come. So that's my responsibility as head coach, is try to put together a nice roster that can win some games and coach them up. And as we climb the ladder and become a player in the CAA, then I'm sure all the fans will pour out. We'll pack it out, and we'll have a chance to break this long-standing drought.
And by the way, the CAA is not a joke of a basketball league, too, right? I grew up. I went to school at the University of Maryland, and it was like a joke around campus because we're not only Maryland fans or ACC fans, but there's a lot of good basketball being played at colleges all across Maryland, Virginia, and the joke was you can't spell NCAA without CAA. It has just traditionally been a very good league. That is not easy to kind of put down roots and establish a winning culture. It's just not an easy league to do it in.
Yeah, no doubt. It's filled with talented players and proven coaches. But I didn't get in this profession to do easy. I got in this profession to, really accomplish something and do something that's going to matter to a lot of people. And I think when we do climb that mountain, when we do take those steps to make the NCAA tournament, it's going to mean a lot to the people of Bowie's Creek, of Harnett County.
All right, now let's get to the coaching background, the analytics that really helped drive the University of Florida under Todd Golden and you and everybody else who's there. So, we hear it all the time, whether it's baseball and the way analytics has driven that sport, how analytics has driven basketball. How have you used analytics at Florida to help shape that program, and how do you plan on using it here at Campbell?
Yeah, no doubt. It's been a big part of our success at Florida and a part of our coaching journey, whether that's at Washington State, the University of San Francisco, Columbia, all the different stops along the way. And long story short, we want to use data to impact as many of our decisions as possible. It's not the be all that ends all. There's a lot of old school coachy coach stuff that goes into it too. And you got to have an ear to the ground in the recruiting and have a feel for people. The relationships matter, but in terms of the data, it's definitely our leg up. We used it here to influence how we distributed NIL. We used it to influence which players we chose to recruit and which players we stayed away from based on their production, their efficiency, the role that they played at their previous institutions. I think it had a lot to do with kind of finding 3 or 4 of these mid-major stars that ended up being high major stars at Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll use it in a lot of ways. We'll use it with coaching decisions as well.
As you were going through your coaching travelogue, it occurred to me you've kind of gone back and forth between small town and big city, New York City, San Francisco, Pullman, Gainesville. So it's wild. Now Bowie's Creek, not really sleepy. I mean, a beautiful community, but again, it's really part of the triangle the way I look at it. The use of analytics, does it work the same at a school like Florida in the SEC and at a school like Campbell in the CAA?
I think in a lot of ways it does. I mean, the reality of college basketball is there is always a bigger fish. Whatever level you're at, if you're at Division III, there's D2s you got to recruit against. They're trying to get guys. If you're at a low major school, you're worried about the mid majors. If you're at Florida, there's NBA teams that'll take your guys if they do well. So that piece of it's the same. And for me, it's about finding undercover gems, finding guys that are undervalued in the marketplace, and providing opportunities for them. I think Campbell's a place of opportunity. It's a huge part of the mission statement of the school, and it's going to be a big part of how we recruit. We're going to look for Division II guys that have produced at a really high level there and are ready for a bump up to the CAA. We're going to look at Power 5 kids that maybe didn't get as much playing time as they wanted and might have a chance to show their skill set more at Campbell.
John Andrzejek is the new head coach at Campbell. He joins us on the Adam Gold Show here. So the new, we don't know how it's going to play out. We haven't even seen House versus the NCAA. We haven't even seen that settlement approved at this point. We're not exactly sure what it's going to look like. We assume it'll look similar to what it was Monday before Judge Wilkins said, you know what, I'd like some tweaks to it, and then we'll see what happens next week. Do you anticipate it being, this is going to sound negative, I don't mean it to be that way, worse in terms of it being every year to year, you have to reconstruct an entire roster, some with your own players, but basically you're putting together a new team every year?
Yeah, I mean, what I would say on that is for the last 3-4 years in college basketball, the only constant has been change. The rules are changing constantly, and the rules have changed in a way to increase player movement, increase transferring up, transferring down, getting guys to the right level, so to speak. That stuff is going to continue. But there's no reason why those forces in the market aren't going to help Campbell. We can use it just as well to find undercover gems from the D2 level, from other Division I schools that want to come in and play for us. And I also think this is a place with a really strong community, a great tradition. I think we're going to play a style of basketball that is going to be up-tempo and fun and create a lot of dunks and open threes. And I think those are pull factors that are going to make our guys want to stay a little longer and kind of see out this mission.
Dunks and open threes, those are great for crowds.
No doubt.
Who had the scout for the Duke-Houston game this past Saturday night?
Yeah, so we do things a little bit different at Florida. It's more divided by the coordinators.
Okay.
So our offensive coordinator, Kevin Hovde, kind of prepares the offense for every game we go into. And then I was defensive coordinator.
Okay.
So I gotta try to select the plays we're gonna run from them and what we're gonna emphasize in terms of our ball screen defense or how we guard the post. And Houston's a great team. I got so much respect for their head coach. Mm-hmm. He's one of the real titans in our profession. And to be able to get 4 stops at the end of the game to win that one, obviously made me feel really, really good.
4 turnovers, right?
Yep, 4 turnovers.
4 turnovers. No. Houston turned it over 7 times in the second half. I think it was 5 times in the last 3.5. Take me back a little bit further in Florida's run. What was going on with about 2.5, 3 minutes left against Texas Tech? Who made the decision? Was it your decision? Like, I don't care who we foul, we're going to foul now, even though it could really sign our death warrant.
Yeah, no, Texas Tech played a great game. Mm-hmm. I mean, they did some things that I think bothered us tactically, and they made shots. It's a make or miss league a little bit, and they had some guys make some well-contested threes to kind of put them ahead. And then down the stretch, we were in the unenviable position of struggling to score, not able to get stops, and had no momentum. Down 9 with 3 to play, the last media. But our guys are just so resilient. They're tough. They are true believers. They really believe we're going to win every game. And as far as fouling goes, we talked about it as a staff, and they had a couple guys on the court that didn't shoot it great from the foul line. And one of the guys we put on the line, frankly, was not one of those guys. He was a good free throw shooter.
Their best player.
Yeah. But it broke their rhythm. He missed, and then we were able to foul on the next possession somebody that hadn't shot it that good, and he also missed. And that's what it comes down to. You gotta take your opportunities, and on the other end, we made the big threes that we needed to do to shrink that deficit.
Can you clone Walter Clayton Jr. and bring that clone to Campbell in the fall?
Yeah, I might need to look up some of these research triangle scientists and see what they can do. I think that might be the best winning formula we've come up with yet.
John Andrzejek is joining us here, new Campbell basketball coach. Real quick, just because the reason I asked who had the scout for the Houston Duke game, because at some point somebody had to be like, all right, we're getting Duke, and then all of a sudden we're not getting Duke. So as you're watching that game, what are you thinking as a coach? Do you lose yourself in the game at all, or are you solely looking at it as like, this is what I need to do? My job here is to figure these things out. Or do you lose yourself in the game and go, what is going on here?
Yeah, all right. I can finally admit this now that the season's come to an end. But I had the Auburn scout that night. And after the game was over, I knew I had a lot of work to do to catch up on whoever we were going to have to defend next. So I'll be honest, I started watching Duke. I actually was clipping a Duke game during their semifinal.
Right.
And I finished clipping that game, and I was like, all right, we're playing Duke. And then the last 5 minutes of the game, they make that Houston makes that furious comeback and wins the game. And I had to throw out all my notes, throw out all my clips, and start over getting ready for Houston.
So, first of all, how late did you have to stay up to get ready for Houston now?
It was about 5 a.m. It was a late one.
All right. Now, I know how we all process that. Did you process that as a Houston comeback or as a Duke, however you want to phrase that, Duke losing it?
No, I process that as a Houston comeback. Okay. I mean, they are what they are. They're super tenacious and tough. Their press is hard to work through, whether it's in the first half with 15 minutes to go or in the last 40 seconds. And those guys have a lot of belief. They finished the season 35-5 for a reason.
They're awesome.
They're a great team. I think Cooper Flagg got a shot that he's good at making and has made a lot of times over the course of the season. So that's a little bit how it goes sometimes. Sometimes the basketball gods, just kind of flip it off the rim when otherwise it would have went in.
I mean, this was a historic Final Four. They're four of the greatest single-season programs we've ever seen. Houston, I think, analytically had I think they called it the third greatest defense in the history of college basketball. We know how good Duke's team was. You guys won it, and your team was fantastic. And I appreciate your time, and we look forward to watching you down at Bowie's Creek. Standing invitation. You want to talk ball? You want to talk Fighting Camels? We can do all of that. And I appreciate your time. How was it to cut down the nets and then get on a plane?
Oh man, it was a dream come true. I mean, it ends so suddenly. Like you're just yelling on the sideline, trying to coach that last possession, get that stop, and then you hear the horn. And I just went sprinting. I was running out around the court. I was trying to do my best Jim Valvano impression. I was trying to find somebody to hug, you know. So, and then it was a long night. I will say, national championships don't come that often, so we were celebrating a bit, but we rose up early and got on that plane and got back to Gainesville.
Isn't it terrible they make you do media, make the guys do media the next day too? We just stayed there all night. We got to come back and do media again. They do. The NCAA does feed the media breakfast at like 3:00 in the morning. Not that would matter, but I just thought I would throw that in. John Andrzejek.
That would have been like dinner for us that night.
That's right. I appreciate your time. Congratulations on the gig. Congratulations on the Gators winning the national championship, and we'll talk to you as often as you like. While you're here at Campbell.
Awesome. I can't wait. Thank you for having me on the show. It means a lot to the program, and I can't wait to build a team you all can be proud of. Roll Humps.
You got it.